Good morning. Can you
You
hear
hear
me?
me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, so we are ready to get started. I'm gonna let you handle, unmuting people and stuff like that. So, all
Okay.
right, let's get going. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Project Docs workshop. I have my coworker Fong here just to go over some quick housekeeping items. Your mics are muted, but at any point you want to interrupt me or if you have a question or anything like that, there's a little raise hand feature within your control panel. Just click on the raised hand feature and my coworker Fong is going to unmute you. And from there, you can ask any questions you like. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Also, what I like to also do is turn on my webcam just to kind of show you guys that you're talking to a real person and not a robot of that sort. So let's see here. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see me. And then also I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. If I figure out how to do that here, bear with me here. Okay, great. So let me get rid of my camera here. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our workshop here. So at any point, interrupt me if you know how to do this, but I'm just going to go over the bare bones, some of the basics here. In order to submit an application for a building permit or a development application, you will need to do it via Project Docs. They do not take any paper applications. You cannot email it. You can't come over here with a form or anything. It has to be done via this portal here. And it's very simple. You just go to our website and you create an account. You just go to royalpalmbeach.com and right under here there's departments and if you go under the building department, there's something called e-permit here. And I might be going a little bit fast. If you scroll down, there's an apply now button. And what that does, it brings up the portal page, which is Project Docs. This system is pretty much used all over the country. If you go to West Palm Beach to pull a permit, if you go to Boca Raton, if you go to the city of Miami, like this is pretty much what they use all over the country. So it's just very simple. Click on create an account, fill in all the basic information, and then from there, you have a Project Docs account. So to get that started, assuming that you already have an account or maybe you don't, just kind of go over some of the basics here. Let's just say that I wanted to submit a building permit. So simply sign into your Project Docs portal and kind of apologize in advance if my resolution is really small here. But when you sign into Project Docs, you have a system here called Start a New Application Request. And then on the side here, you have all of your current applications. So for this purposes here, I'm going to submit a brand new building permit. So right here, there is a type. And if I click on the drop down here, it's building application or planning and zoning. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to pick building application. And right here, it's asking me, property address and owner name. Simply, you're going to put your property address. I'm going to put 1050 Royal Palm Beach. And I'm going to just put a dash and call this roof. All right. And it's very simple as clicking the start application button. And looks like I got timed out here. Just bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and sign back in here. Okay, I'm going to hit no. So I'm going to go back again, and here's my application that I was in the process of. I'm going to click on the pencil here to bring that back up. And if anybody has any questions, you know how to do this, and you want me to stop this, raise your hands. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I'll keep moving. So basically, this is the electronic form. Basically, this is the form in an electronic format, which is basically the building application. It's pretty simple. It gives you two methods here, search method address or PCN. I personally like to do address because PCN, I don't know what my PCN is, but if you don't know what your PCN is, you can easily look that up on the Palm Beach County Appraiser's website. But like I said, address is more simpler for me. So right here, it's pretty self-explanatory. Hey, put your street number only. I'm gonna put 1050. I'm gonna tab down and direction. I know the village here, I'm putting the village's address does not have a direction. I'm gonna scroll down to the street name. So it's going to be street name only. So I'm going to put Royal Palm Beach. And the suffix, you click on the drop down and you pick your suffix accordingly. So I'm going to pick Boulevard. And once you do that, you're going to click on the button here that says lookup. When you do the lookup, what the lookup is doing is querying the database looking for your address. And all you're simply doing is scrolling down, finding your home address, and then making sure your owner name is there. So if you see your name, you know, hey, this is my property. And then there's your parcel number. You just simply put a check on it. When you go down, ProjectDox is going to pre-populate that for you. It puts the address, the owner name, and the parcel, and you're just scrolling down the list. Very important. You want to make sure all of the fields on the right here say complete. So it's going to pre-populate the subdivision for you. And you're scrolling down here, and this is the most important part. You're getting to the application type. So you're simply going here and picking your application type. It's accessory structure, building, electrical, roofing. I think I'm going to pick roofing. So I'm going to pick roofing, and roofing is going to pre-populate a type. So what kind of roofing job are you doing? Is it commercial or residential? I'm going to pick residential. It's going to ask you an additional question, the residential type. New work or is it rework? I'm going to go and say rework. So re-roof type. Kind of over my head, but I'm just assuming this is a shingle. So basically just put the description. You don't have to put, you know, a novel here or anything like that. Just I'm going to simply keep it simple here. Redoing my roof. You know, if you want to put something more elaborate, you can. And you're just simply scrolling down, answering all the questions. Is this application related to a code enforcement case? I'm going to say no. Did this application have a companion or a roof or a pool? I'm going to say no. And you're just, is this part of a zoning? Click no. And then you're just simply going down and making sure everything has a complete here on the right. So here's the owner information. Anything with an asterisk, you want to put that in. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name here. Scroll down, put the address, put the city. Put a fake number in here so people don't call me. Okay, so very important question here. Some people get tricked up on this. Is the owner acting as the contractor? It gives you two radio buttons. There's a no and there's a yes. Let's just see what happens if I put yes. Is the owner acting as a contractor? So if I put a yes, what that means is I am acting as my own contractor. I did not hire a company to do this roofing job. So I hit yes. Let's just say if I did hire a roofing company, I'm not doing the work myself. I'm going to hit no. And what that does is it's going to pre-populate additional information that needs to be added if it's a contractor. They need to enter their village business tax receipt, their qualifier name, their phone number, a slew of other things. And this is something that I have no idea what this stuff means because I'm not a contractor. So let's just say if you were to hire a contractor, they would know what a business tax receipt is, the qualifier name, et cetera, et cetera. So being that I'm acting as my own contractor, I'm doing the work myself, I'm going to say yes, and then all of those additional questions go away. So right here, the valuation, you know, how much is this roofing project costing me? I believe I'm going to just say $2,000, just guesstimating. And is this a revision? I'm going to say no. And you're just simply checking all the boxes here, check, and then you submit your application. And it's that easy, very simple. I just submitted my building application and it gives you a generic BLD number, which is basically an application number. Um, so while that's doing that, it takes about a few minutes to build the application, and then we're just going to go and continue here. Any questions so far, Fong, from anybody?
Nope.
Okay, great. We'll
Yep.
keep it going here. So while you submitted that application, like I said, it gives you a generic application number. So I'm going to go ahead and sort this by date created, and here's my application. So actually, I lied. Here's my application right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here. Once you submit your application, you get what's called a task. ProjectDox is a task-based system, and what that means is you get tasks, and that means you have work to do. So if you have a task, that means you have something to do. So I clicked on my task, and as you can see, we submitted this roofing project. I have a task here called upload and submit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it here. And what that does is it opens up an e-form. And what this is upload and submit. Basically, I have work to do. So according to this here, hey, Mr. Raymond, based on your application type, it's telling me here, you need to submit these supplemental documents. So right here, there's a little link here called roofing residential shingle. So if I click on this little link right here, what that does is it opens up a separate URL and it's telling me based on this roofing application I submitted, I need to provide the village with all of these documents 1 through 8 here. All of these documents here, 1 through 8, are downloadable. If I click on the link here, this NOC document, literally I can download this, type this in, fill it all out, get it notarized, and upload it into the system. So 1 through 8. And then at the bottom here are additional documents I need to provide. So being that I've done this several times, I've already completed all the paperwork, but I wanted to show you kind of, here's all of the documents that I need to provide the city. So if you wanted to ahead of time, look at the documents you want to provide before submitting your application, you certainly can do that. You can simply go on the village's website. I'll go to the main page here for you. It's royalpalmbeachfl.gov. And let's just say you go to departments and you go under here under the building department, and there's something here called downloadable forms. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to scroll down here, and it's got this little form finder here, and it's saying, hey, am I a contractor or am I a resident? Simply click I'm a resident, and you can kind of game plan ahead of time. So these are all the forms. Let's just say you know what your project is. I'm doing a roofing project, and I believe I was doing a re-roof shingle. You can click on this, and this will bring up the same link that is inside of ProjectDox. I mean, it's either way, however you want to do it. If you want to submit it, then look at what you need to provide. Afterwards, that's fine. But if you wanted to game plan and look at all the documents that you're going to need to provide, you can do that. So that's how you would find those documents. All right. So that is that. So now let's go back into ProjectDox here. So I've got my upload and submit task. I believe I have it open right here. So it's very simple. It tells you step by step what to do. Step 1, select and upload your drawing and supporting document files into this project. Okay, there's 2 buttons, upload drawings and upload documents. Let's go ahead and click on upload drawings. And I'm going to go ahead and click on browse for files. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on downloads, and I'm going to look for my folder here. And I have 2 folders here. We'll just pick driveway, pretending that's my roof. And I believe we're doing drawings. Here's all of my drawings here that I need to provide the city. Very important, I wanted to kind of explain something else to you. As you can see, my drawings are names with specific names. There's like a survey 301, survey 101, previous 101, and you're wondering why I named this like this. I want to show you something. So I'm going to go back into my folder here, and also there is what's called a naming standards. Each department, whether it's the building department or the planning department, they have a certain standard that they want you to name the documents accordingly. You also can find this on the website. So based on if it's an accessory structure checklist or anchoring detail or blower door test form, this is the final name that you are supposed to name it. So doc, whether it's easement agreement, etc. Will they return this if you don't name this accordingly? Yes and no. It all depends on the intake reviewer. So, but I will tell you one thing. If you are going through the planning and zoning department, they have their own naming standards and they are very strict on how you name this. So if you don't follow the naming standard, they will send this back to you. The building department, not so much. They're not, it all depends on who you're working with. So, but, take your chances however you want it. But I just want to let you know these are the guidelines they have set standard. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize that and just explain to you that's why I named this accordingly. So I'm inside my drawings folder, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the drawings. I'm going to go ahead and hit upload. And ProjectDox is going to version this with an orange, and there's the little symbol down here, and it tells you, hey, these are new uploads. Simply click on Start Upload, and basically it uploads all of my files. So you can upload up to 100 files if you wanted to. So, all right, so that's that. So next step is my documents. So I need to upload my supporting documents. I'm going to click on Upload Documents, and I'm going to browse for my documents, hit my arrow here, and go ahead and upload this. Any questions so far, Fong?
No question.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
being that there is a document standard, naming standard here, you're also kind of wanted to explain to you here. I'm going to close this here and I'm going to go into my new upload here. And Project Docs works as a tab-based system. All your tabs are at the top and you just simply click on each tab depending on where you want to go. If you want to see your task, you just simply click on your task tab and it shows you your task. If you want to see the files, you simply click on the files tab and it will show you all of the files. So what I wanted to show you as part of the files is clicking on the files. Here's all my new files. It tells you, hey, this was uploaded by Raymond. And we're going to go ahead and click on my design plan. I wanted to show you something here. My design plan is uploaded here in a landscape format. Very important. When you are uploading drawings, you want to upload your drawings a single sheet at a time. So design plan, pervious plan, survey landscaping. You want to upload them one sheet at a time. And what that means is, let's just say that something was wrong with my design plan and I needed to return another one to them, I can just upload a new design plan. You do not want to upload all of your drawings together in combined files because if you do that, you're going to, let's just say your design plan is, faded or they can't read it. You're going to have to re-upload all of those files together. So it's just easier for them and the city is if you just upload one individual file. It just makes it easier as well for the reviewer. Documents, you can combine those all you want. That's completely fine. Documents, you can jumble those all together and you can upload those as one submission. That is not required to upload those individually. Documents, you want to upload those in a portrait orientation and you can do them combined. Drawings, make sure they're single sheet and they're in a landscape format. Okay, any questions on that? All right, keep moving. So that is that. So there's my documents, there's my drawings uploaded. And the next step is I'm going to click on my upload and submit e-form here. And it's going to go down to step 2. Check to confirm you have completed this task and you're ready to submit. Yes, I have my drawings, I have my documents. I'm going to go ahead and click the button here and hit submit. And it's that simple. Now I've just submitted a roofing plan for the city. The next thing I wanted to show you is you can check the status of your project at any point, 24/7, 7 days a week, by simply signing into Project Docs. We're going to start from scratch here. Sign into Project Docs. You click on your projects tab, and I'm going to go to recent, and there's my roof project. Simply click on the project number and like I said, Project Docs is a task-based system. So I've got my task here. As you can see, I have no open task because I submitted it. Got my files, got my status. Hey, let's see what's in the status. The status will show you your project. It will tell you how many files you submitted, how many days it's been with the city. As you can see, the status here is a pre-screen. And what I'm getting at is you do not need to call the city to say, hey, what's going on with my roofing project? I mean, sure, you can call them. They love to talk to you, but you can do this yourself. What I mean is you can sign into the project and there's what's called a workflow routing slip report. You can see right now my project is in a pre-screen status. You can click on the upload workflow routing slip report. And what that does is it's going to tell you step by step where your project is. Upload and submit task completed by Raymond. It was completed, and right now it's in a pending status with the intake staff. And what that means is it's just waiting for someone to pick it up. All right, so this is what I wanted to show you. You can look at this anytime you want. Let's just say that it's been a few days and no one's picked up your project. Sure, go right ahead and call the city and say, hey, my project is still in a pending status. What's going on with it? Maybe, I don't know. So at that point, sure, go ahead and call them. But I just wanted to show you that. All right, so that is that. So that is how you submit a project from scratch. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. All right, so that is that. So next thing I wanted to go over is let's go over, let's just say you submitted your project and you've got some questions. The city has some questions about your project. So if I click on my task tab right here, as you can see, I have two open tasks. One of them here is a review. We'll just ignore that. And I have what's called a pre-screen corrections task. Pre-screen corrections means that, hey, your project is in the early stages. And usually, if you get a pre-screen corrections task, that's not a good sign. That means the city has additional questions about your project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the pre-screen corrections task here. I'm going to go ahead and maximize my e-form. And another thing I wanted to show you here is you have your task information tab. Obviously, it tells you the name of your project, etc. And right next to that, there is an invite others tab. And what's great about this is, let's just say that, I'm doing my roofing project and my dad is helping me with it and he wants to know what's the status with the permit. Hey, instead of like, being a middleman or a middle person telling my dad the status, I can invite my dad to the project. You can invite whoever you want, your sister, your mother, your contractor, your lawyer, whatever. So right there, there's a little button called applicant. You just simply put their name in, just type it in, Raymond Similian, I'm a junior. I'll just put senior. And I simply put in my dad's email address here. And I click on invite user, and that will send my dad an invite. It will say, hey, you've been invited to XYZ project. And you can invite as many people as you want. And you do have the power to remove people. You just simply scroll over here, click on applicant. It will show you everybody who's part of your project, and you just simply click on remove user, and that will remove them. This is a really nice feature where, contractors or lawyers, or let's just say some people don't want to pull the permit. They don't want to deal with the hassle of, I don't know what any of this stuff means. They will hire a permit company to do this. And you might want the permit company to keep you informed. They can add you to the project. So I just wanted to show you this. This is right inside the e-form here. It's called invite others. Okay. So we're going to skip that. So let's just scroll down here, and right here, step 1 of 4. I have two unresolved comments. So it looks like I have two unresolved comments from the city. So I'm going to go ahead and click on review comments. We're going to go ahead and take a look to see what the city is inquiring about my project. So the city put two checklist items, and what a checklist item is basically it's a checklist item, meaning that, hey, this is a comment that they put on my project and you need to respond. So the first checklist item is we need new versions of all the documents. Not sure why they need new versions. Maybe I put them upside down, or maybe they're too faded, but for whatever reason, they're telling me they need new versions of all the documents. The next checklist is we need newer versions of other drawings. So apparently they need new documents and new drawings. No idea why, but at any point, if you wanted to go back and forth with the city, you can ask them a question and inquire, hey, why do you need this? I already uploaded it. So there's a button here called enter your response. You can enter your response directly to this checklist item, or you can ask a brand new question. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just respond to this question. Why do you need all new drawings for the documents? All right, let's see here. Why do you need this? Okay, and we'll just this is for training purposes here. Any questions or anything so far? All right, simply put your response here, and let's just say you wanted to ask a question. You click on this button here called add comment, ask question, and you can ask any question you want. Why are you requiring this? But I will upload it. Okay. Probably not a proper question slash sentence there, but anyways. All right, so there's that. So the next thing we're gonna do is I responded to all of their comments here. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit close. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scroll down and I'm going to actually upload those new drawings and those new documents. For whatever reason the city wants those, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So right here, there's a little button here called version files. And it's literally asking me a question here. Are your updated files named exactly the same? So basically what that means is when you are uploading new documents or new drawings to the city, it's very important. And in my opinion, you keep the name the same exact name. So what that means is, let's just say, the city's asking me, hey, we need new drawings and we need new documents. Obviously, you want to make the changes to the drawing, whether it's, upside down or whether it's faded, keep it the same exact name and put it in a separate folder. And what that does is when you upload it into Project Docs is going to detect that it's a new version and it's going to put a V2 on it. And we're actually going to test this to see if my theory actually works. Let's just say that you made no changes to the document and you saved it the same name and you try to upload it to Project Docs is going to detect that you didn't make any changes and is simply going to delete your file. So it's very important that you make the changes that they're inquiring about and keep it as the same name. So the answer to this question here, I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. My drawings are named the same. So we're going to click yes. And there's two buttons here, upload drawings or upload documents. We're going to start on drawings. I'm going to click on upload drawings. I'm going to go browse for files. And we're going to actually test this theory here. So before we do that, let me just make sure what project this is. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And this is for my driveway. Okay, so we're going to go into my pre-screen corrections. Going to maximize this. And I'm going to scroll down here. And this is for a driveway, I believe, right? My short-term memory is terrible. Okay, so we're going to hit yes, upload drawings. I'm going to go very slowly here. I'm going to browse for my files, hit the up arrow here and make sure. There's my two applications. I'm going to click on the driveway application and I'm going to click on my drawings folder. And here are my initial drawings. And what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can trick the system by uploading the same drawings. So I'm going to go ahead and just click here, do upload. And right here, you can see here, the red files appear. This is the little symbol that they have here, and it tells you here, red files appear to be the same as previously uploaded, and they will be discarded. Oh, really? So I'm going to hit start upload here. As you can see, because I tried uploading the same exact files, Project Docs is going to delete it because you didn't make any changes. So you can't trick the system. So just very important. Don't Yes, you name it the same, but make sure that you actually made the changes. So I'm going to go ahead and hit close here, get rid of that. I'm going to attempt to do this again. So I'm going to click for browse for files, but I'm going to do it the proper way. As you can see, I have a folder here. I've already staged and game planned for this. I have a folder here called V2. You don't have to name it V2, but I think it's much easier if you do that so you don't get confused with putting your original drawings in the same folder. This is just my recommendation. Just name it a whole separate folder, whether you want to name it modified, V2, post changes, whatever, but just put it somewhere else, a different folder, so you know that it's completely different. So I'm going to click on my V2 folder here, and here's all my drawings name. As you can see here, they're all named the same. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, hit open, and as you can see, if I go down to the symbol here, it says the blue files are new version files. Project Docs has detected that, hey, Raymond is actually uploading new files here. He's made changes, kept the same name, and they're new. So they're all blue. And we're going to go ahead and hit start upload. As you can see, Project Docs did not delete the files. So next thing I wanted to show you is we're going to actually go inside of that folder. So I'm going to click here. Let's just close the window here and click on the actual project number. When you click on the project number, that takes you inside of your project and it shows you all of your tabs. And right now it defaults to the task tab. And we're going to go to the files tab. And right here, here's all of my drawings I just uploaded. And now if you look very closely all the way to the right under the status, you're going to see a V2, meaning that when I submit this to the city, they're going to see that, hey, Raymond's uploaded new files and it's got version 2. And what the city is going to do is they're simply going to click on this little V2 here, and you can do this as well. If you click on it, as you can see, if I hover over this, Project Docs kind of tells me that, hey, we can compare the versions. So what the city is going to do is they're going to click on my design plan, click on V2, and what that does is it brings up the drawings in a side-by-side compare mode. And as you can see here, here's my original on the left here where it says before, and I'm going to go ahead and maximize this for you a little bit here. And I'm going to scroll up here. And I wanted to show you here, here's the before and here's the after. As you can see on the after here, I simply put on there, this is version 2 and Project Docs detected that. So here's my original and then here's a little change I made. Okay, so that is my design plan. So if I go to my previous area form, click on V2, literally this is what they're doing. They're literally dissecting your document to see if you actually made the changes they requested. So here's my before, And here's my after. I'm not sure what the change is that I made on this, but apparently there is some kind of change I made on here. So that is my drawings. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the task. And if you remember, I had to upload new drawings as well. So I'm going to go to my documents folder and I'm simply going to click on upload files, click browse for files, and we're going to hit the up arrow here and we're going to go to our documents folder. And should I attempt to do the same files again? Let's just see what happens. All right. Looks like I did make changes on here, and one of them I did not make changes, as you can see. Here's the orange. Go ahead and upload that here. And let's see here. Here's all of our V2s, except for one right here. It looks like I got a brand new file here. So that is that. Okay. So once you've uploaded all of your documents and drawings accordingly, you're going to click on your pre-screen corrections task, and you're simply going to go ahead and submit this to the city. Okay. So any questions so far?
Nope.
All right, great. Before I submit this, we went over the review comments here where you can go back and forth with the city. There's another option here that's called export to Excel. And what this means is you can export the review comments to Excel. Let's just say that you're just, in love with Excel or you don't want to use the box within ProjectDox to respond to the comments. You have the ability to download the comments to Excel, and that's going to download all the comments into Excel. And what it's going to do is I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and there's going to be an Excel file with the project name and number. And if you simply open that up in Excel, click on enable edit. What that does is it's a very nice feature here. It downloads all of the comments for you, your responses, the cities or comments in Excel. And you literally, if you wanted to, you can respond within Excel. So I'm going to put a response in here. All right. I uploaded all new versions, period. And there's another tab here called markup files with links. And we are going to skip that because we don't have any markups. We'll go over that later on. So, but what I wanted to show you is you can literally download the comments into Excel, click cancel, save it, and upload those back into ProjectDox. And we're actually going to do that. So we've exported the comments. So now, simple enough, click on import and click browse. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the downloads folder or wherever your Excel downloads it to. Click on that, click open. And as you can see here, it literally imports all of the responses. I'm going to do import multiple, click close. And then now I believe we are ready to submit this. So we're going to go ahead and hit the checkbox here, hit submit. And now our project is in the pre-screen review task with the city. Any questions so far?
Nope.
That's simple. We submitted a project and we responded to comments. I wanted to show you something else here. Let me just quickly get rid of this here and we'll do corrections required. We'll send this off. And okay, so another thing I wanted to show you is, you know what? Let me just kind of get rid of this here. Just send it off here. Okay. Another thing you might have, let's just say that your project gets past the pre-screen stages, meaning that you submitted your application, you've got past pre-screen, and you've made your payment, and now your project goes to review. And what that means is your project is with the review department. And sometimes the review department might have comments or questions for your project. So right here, what that's called is a respond and resubmit. When you're in the pre-screen stages, it's called a pre-screen corrections. So let's just say you get to review status, it's going to be called a respond and resubmit. So right here, I have a respond and resubmit task, which is from the review department. Simple enough. You click on the task and that accepts it. It opens up the window. If I open up here, and it still gives me additional opportunities, there's the task information and there's invite others. If I didn't invite others, previously, I still have another chance on the respond and resubmit. And also right next to it, there's a review results tab. If you click on the review results tab, it will tell you all of the departments that have reviewed your project and the status. Right here is from the gas department, and the status is corrections required. So I'm going to go down here and unresolved comments, submitted questions. So let's click on the reviewer comments. And I've just got a couple of questions here from the city. So let's just see here. They're telling me I need to sign and seal all of my drawings. They need a current set of the photos and, a couple of things they want here from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to close the window. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to respond to any of the comments. I'm going to simply check all the boxes here and do submit. It's interesting. Okay. Well, that wasn't supposed to do that, but what I was trying to illustrate to you is that you're supposed to respond, you're supposed to put a comment on all of the responses. We're going to do this one more time here, so just bear with me here. New cycle. No questions so far, Fong?
No question.
Okay. All right. We're just going to put a reviewer comment here. This is literally what the review department does. So just bear with me here. I'm going to go through this really quickly here. My apologies for not being ready. Any questions from you, Fong?
No, I don't.
Okay. Just bear with me here. And I will explain what exactly I'm doing right here in a second here. And we still have people on the line with us, Fong?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just bear with me here. Sorry, I'm going really fast, but I'm going to explain exactly what I did here. Okay, so as a reviewer, I just quickly, for training purposes here, as a reviewer, I just put a markup on the drawing for the applicant Raymond Similian here for his door project. So Raymond signs into Project Docs. I'm going to go from scratch here. Goes into Project Docs. I click on my task tab. There's my pre-screen review task, which is with the city, and there's a respond and resubmit task. I'm going to click on accept to accept it. I'm gonna go ahead and maximize this. And what I did is I quickly put a review comment on there, and it's called a change mark, and I'm gonna explain what that is. But what I was trying to explain to you earlier is going into here, I have one unresolved comments and two questions that I submitted to the city. And I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm not gonna respond to any of the comments. I'm gonna just hit the check boxes here because I'm sick and tired of this. I want my project. I can't wait anymore. Just hit submit. And what that does is, as you can see here, Project Doc says, hey, Mr. Raymond, there is one comment that requires a response, but none is specified. What that means is you have to respond to the comments. So if they put a comment on your, drawing or your document or whatever it is, you cannot pull a fast one and just try to breeze through this without responding to it. You have to respond to the comment. And this is what I was trying to illustrate to you. Okay, so we're going to click on that and let's hit close here and let's see what this comment is exactly that the city is inquiring about. So I have my respond and resubmit task here. I'm going to go ahead and open that up and I'm going to click on the review comments. And what I'm trying to show you here is these comments right here with the purple, obviously you see there's a question I asked the city, do I have to pay anything? What's the status? And at the bottom here, you can see I had two previous comments that they marked as resolved. When you're going back and forth with the city, they will either mark your comments as resolved or unresolved. And this can go on for, I've seen it go on for like a week, or a month or months. I've seen a project that's gone back and forth with an applicant in the city. It's going on like its 10th cycle right now. So they'll just keep going back and forth with you until you get this right. So right here, I have two comments marked resolved, and I have one here called unresolved. And it has a markup on it. And what is a markup? A markup is simply the city plan reviewer actually marking up your literally your literal drawing or your document. What that means is on my design plan, if I click on the design plan right here, what that does is it brings up my design plan and they literally marked up my drawing. And right there, they're pointing at an arrow right here at the elevator. And let's just see here. If I hover over this little box here, I've got a door in front of my elevator that I'm trying to build. I'm putting an elevator in my new house here. And if I hover over this little box here, it's telling me, I want you to remove this door. For whatever reason, I guess, I don't know, per their city code or whatever, I need to remove this door. And if you click on this right here on the right, it will additionally show you your comment as well. And what that means is this is called a markup or a change mark where they actually mark up the drawing. This is one way to look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and close this. I wanted to show you a different way as well. So let's just say that you want to give this to your, elevator guy or your door guy or whatever. You can click on the project number, click on files, and you'll see a little exclamation point here. This is called a markup icon. So if you click on that, it's going to show you the markup. There it is. It's called the door. If I click on view edit, that'll bring up my markup here. There's two ways you can do it. You can look at it the review comments way on the comments button, or you can click on the little markup icon. You can do it this way. And what this does is if you click on, let's see here, I believe it's review. My apologies here. All right, let's get out of here. What I'm trying to show you is if you click on the markup icon and you click on view, if you do view edit, system is very or attempting to be slow. Guess I didn't have any coffee this morning. All right, we'll abandon this and try it again. Okay. Of course, Murphy's Law, this would happen on the workshop where it does not want to open up the plan here. Close this here. All right, let me just go ahead and just sign back out and just sign back in completely. I'm gonna go ahead and hit log in, close this here, and we're gonna go ahead and sign in again. If I can spell my email correctly. I'm gonna hit don't save. I'm gonna go back into view all projects and click on the project number, which will take you inside of the project, and we're gonna attempt to click on the markup again. We're gonna put a check on the view box. I'm gonna click on view edit. Well, I guess this might not be opening today. Guess a lot of people are either trying to pull permits or we're just suddenly having some technical difficulties all of a sudden. But what I was attempting to show you is you have the ability to export the change mark, download it to your computer, and you could email that to, your contractor or your door guy or your roofing guy or whatever the case is. But it looks like I'm not going to have that opportunity to show you that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and abandon this here. And I'm going to go back into the task tab. Interesting that we are having some technical difficulties all of a sudden. My apologies in advance about this. Okay, let's close this. Let's try this one last time. Are you having any issues, Fong? Just computer or anything?
No.
Okay,
Appears to be normal to me.
okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we might be abandoning this because it looks like we're having some ProjectDox issues. I can't even close this here. Let me attempt to go back in one more time. Or it could be just my computer here.
It could be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was attempting to kind of show you some additional features here within ProjectDox, but my apologies. It looks like we're having some technical difficulties. We probably have to abandon this because, okay. Well, that is our workshop for today. Everybody, any last questions? Okay.
No.
Well, that just finally came up. Let me attempt to do this one more time. Let's
Yeah.
go into ePermit here. Let's go into apply now. Let's attempt to sign in. Hit don't save. I'm going to click on view all projects. Click on my project number. And let's attempt to open up the markup here. So we're going to click on view, view edit. And what I wanted to show you is it brings up the markup here, excuse me. And what happens here is you can only do this in a respond and resubmit task. So when you have a respond and resubmit task, you have the ability to publish your change mark. So this is really cool. You can publish it to PDF or you can publish it to TIFF. So I'm going to pick publish to PDF and just go ahead and select all the defaults here. I'm going to hit publish and click OK. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and download this. And I'm going to go into my downloads folder. And here is my markup here. What's really cool about this is you can hover over the little box here. And what it's supposed to do is, there it goes. You hover over that, it will literally show you the markup comment. And obviously here's the drawing, and it literally has the full markup from the city with the arrow pointing and then the comment here. And this is really nice. You can email this to whoever or save it. There's some people that like additional detail of seeing what is actually marked up. So just to let you know, they will mark up documents as well, not just drawings, but just a feature I wanted to show you, which is really nice. Okay, so we'll close that, close this here, close that. And we're going to go into our task tab here. We're going to click on respond and resubmit. And let's see here. Let's click on the review comments. And they want me to remove the door. So I'm going to go ahead and close this here. And let's just see if we can upload the new documents here, the new drawings with the door. So this is my design plan that they marked up here. So I'm going to click on upload files. I'm going to go to browse for files, and this is a door project. And here's my folder here. I already got it staged called building door application. And because I already knew this was going to happen, I knew they were going to inquire about me moving that door in front of the elevator there. So I'm going to go to my drawings folder, and as you can see, I have a V2, and I'm just simply going to click on the design plan, I believe it was. So if I click on that, as you can see, ProjectDox has versioned this with a blue, meaning that this is a new version. It's detected. I'm going to click on Start Upload. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my Task tab, click on Respond and Resubmit, and I'm simply going to go to my Review Comments here. I'm going to go down to my markup, and I'm simply going to tell the reviewer, hey, I uploaded the new version. You don't have to do this. If you want to, you can, but hey, so that's that. Another thing I wanted to show you is there's a button here called Verify. I didn't go over this with you. So if you click on this button here called Verify, this is really cool. What this does is it brings up your drawing in a compare mode side to side. So basically here is the new version that they're telling me to remove the door. And here's my arrow here pointing them, hey, the door is removed from that elevator. So this is really cool. Just so if you kind of wanted to do that before sending this off. All right. So that is that. So I'm going to go back into the respond and resubmit task. Here it is. I've uploaded my new drawing, design plan. I responded to the comment. So now I'm ready to send this off to the city. So if I scroll down here, the final steps here, moment of truth, no turning back. I'm going to hit submit and voila, this is submitted to the city. And now it's what's called a respond and resubmit receive task where the coordinator is going to review it and send it off to the reviewer. And that is how you submit a building project electronically and how you respond to pre-screen correction task and comments from the reviewers. Therefore, and we also went over how to download a change mark. Any questions?
So far, no.
Okay, well, that is our workshop, everybody. Thank you very much for attending. If anybody doesn't have any questions, really quickly, what I wanted to do is I wanted to upload some handouts for you here, and you can download these handouts here. So let me go into my folder here. Well, okay, and I will explain what the handouts are here. Well, looks like I'm probably not able to do that. So we'll just abandon that. I will email this out to all who's attended. Well, that is a workshop, everybody. Thank you very much. This concludes the workshop. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Be safe and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, Fong? No?
No, I don't.
All right. Thank you for attending, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, Fong.
Yeah.